Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you all for being part of it. I truly appreciate it. If you would like to do a self-interview, please get in touch with me at the email scrolling up the screen, and we can discuss what you need to do and what you're comfortable doing, and let's get you up and rolling too. Today, we have Adam, who did part 2 with his 1973 Super Beetle, which I truly appreciate he took out the time to do. And some things he left out in part 1 are very interesting. So take it away, Adam.
My name's Adam Gray. I'm from Monroe, North Carolina, and this is part 2 of my self-interview that I did of our 1973 Super Beetle that we call Miss Grace.
Y'all are probably wondering, how we came upon the name of Miss Grace. And there was a band called The Times. They did a song called Miss Grace. I liked the song, and it just kind of stuck with me. Now, my love of Volkswagens came from when I was a boy. My dad liked Volkswagens. My aunt had 2 Carmen Gias, and she had the Beetle, which is this one you see. It's been in the family since '76, and some of this came from part 1. And my dad had a '68 Beetle. It was black. We called it Blackie when I was very young, and they used to put me in the luggage compartment in the wintertime so I'd be close to the engine, stay warm. And he also had a square back. I think it was Lotus White. I don't know the year. I wish I could remember it. And I've just loved them. And he had one that he gave me. It's a '73 Standard. And I remember that, if I got upset or angry about something or depressed or down in the dumps, whatever you want to call it, I would hop in my Beetle, which was, I think it was a Sunshine Yellow or something. And I would just drive around until I felt better. And, I do the same thing with Miss Grace. I call it my V-dub therapy, but, she's helped me out of some dark places and in my life. And, I'm thankful to have her. I mean, it was my aunt's. Sometimes it feels like it's, I still have a part of her, and I still have that love for Volkswagens that my aunt and my dad did. And in February of 2013, this car was featured in what they called a reader showcase of Hot VWs. And so there's a magazine. Don't know if anybody has the edition, but it was kind of cool. And that was, we thought it was cool. And it's nice to have something like that. And so, but it's, we haven't been to car shows in a while. It's kind of she's kind of lost her appeal. But, at one time she was nice. And, we'd take it to car shows and kids tried to open the doors and the parents were like, no, no, no. And I'd get up and I'd open the door and I'd let them sit in it and climb in it. And they was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I said it puts a smile on their face. And, some people are picky, which they put a lot of money in the car. And I was picky to a certain extent, but I'm not going to deny a child to get in it. I mean, she needs some body work. Bondo here, as you can see, the Bondo's cracked. And the body shop that did it, it cracked. Well, the warranty was run out of it, but it cracked a couple years after that. And we had it done in '08, and it's in bad need of a paint job. It's not perfect. I got to deal with some death foam, and I'm thinking about, having the body work fixed, having a sealed primer put on it. So till I decide what I'm going to do with it and get some more money up. It's always an expense, but, they say if something puts a smile on your face, it's going to cost you. And, this is a fun little car. It runs good. It's seen as miles. And the odometer quit working several years ago when my aunt had it, and it still reads the same thing it has, 80-something thousand. And an interesting fact that I found out about this when this was in the body shop, and I don't think it was done when my aunt had it or she would have said something. if for 3 years, she didn't own it 3 years of his life. But at some point, the body shop guy called me in there. He said, "Did you know this car was cut in half?" I'm like, "Huh?" He said, "This car was cut in half." And he said, "Come down here and I'll show you what I'm talking about." And sure enough, you could see the welding beads. They cut it right here on both sides, and they cut it right here on the door pillar all the way across, and they welded the other half on. Now, whether the front half or the back half is original, I have no idea. And since last time I washed it yesterday, it's clean. I vacuumed it out, took my floor mats out. It's about time. And, you can see my quart of oil in there. And the last time in part one, I talked about my shifter. It looks like a scat, but it's actually an MP out of the 80s. I'll get the camera in here. You can actually see MP stamped on there. And, I took two shifters and put them together. The bottom half is a scat. Most of it is a MP, so it's either a skimpy or a scampy or something. And, I need to redo the upholstery. My aunt and a friend of hers recovered this back in '95. And, well, that was a long time ago, so I need to recover the seats. I need to have them redone. And, that's about all there is to talk about on this thing. And I just wanted to do a part two because I left out a lot of stuff, and I wanted to just share some of the experiences I've had in this car when I was a kid. I believe it was this one. I pushed the seat up too far when I was sitting in the back and came off the tracks. My aunt was not happy. My sister was sitting in the front. But it starts up good. It runs good. It does. She uses a little bit of oil, and then when I start giving it some attention, then I'll tear it down and go through it. That'll be a fun project. I did have, when my stock muffler wore out, I put an empty header style muffler on. It was a lot louder and throatier. And then I switched it because we had to pull it off anytime we dropped the engine. And I had this exhaust laying around. It's an A-Bars, I think. I put that on and I really like the sound. It still sounds kind of tough, but it's a little quieter. So I just want to thank. So this is my car, and now I'm gonna take y'all for a ride. Let's go for a ride and see how it runs. That's pretty much the history of the car, and I hope everybody has enjoyed the ride, enjoyed the interview, and I enjoy talking about this car. It's not from an arrogant standpoint or a vanity standpoint. It's just I just have a love for these cars, and can't really describe it and can't explain it away. So, hey, buddy,
You wanna ride?
Huh?
You wanna ride?
This is our grandson Jackson. Say hey, Jackson.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
he wants to ride.
You want to ride? Okay. Uh-oh. All right, buddy.
Close going to water.
Oh, okay. All right. Love you. Sorry about that. Jackson, he helps me work on the project car, and he's helped me on this. So then that concludes our ride. And just again, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I especially want to thank Slade for giving me the opportunity to do a part 2. And I appreciate Slade and everybody in the community. So everybody have a nice day and be nice to people. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you taking out time to do something like this. I really do. And that's very interesting. I didn't even know that your Beetle was in Hot VW magazine. You never brought that up before. And unless you did, and my brain forgot, but that's possible. But congratulations on that. I think that's really cool. And like I said, if you would like to be part of an interview here, please get in touch with me. I would love to do one for you. And I want to thank Adam. I want to thank his wife for taking the time to help out with this. I really do. Because folks are taking out their valuable time to do this for the community. And I think it is really cool. So, okay, something really cool coming up Tuesday. If you made it this far in video, I think you're all going to be shocked. So it's pretty cool. And I hope everybody has a really, really amazing weekend. Sit tight, more to come.